Hey Pisces, welcome to, what month are we in? December 2019. This month we're keeping it short and sweet because we're just gonna chill. We don't have to overthink things about what's happening this month. The general vibe across the board for all signs is like, let's just close it all out. Let's relax. You know, so no oracle cards or anything. We're just gonna do simple and sweet. I'm using this little Hanson Roberts tarot deck. It was like $8. I got it at Barnes and Noble because it's a little travel kit. I'm gonna become a traveling tarot reader in 2020. If you would like a personal reading with me, look below, and we can talk about your story in particular and figure out what's going on with you. So right now I'm kind of looking at the, oops, here we go, perfect. Here we got justice. Here we got strength. Here we got Page of Swords reverse. We got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And we got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Oh no, upright. So, I mean, I definitely feel like for you, good news. You're being validated. There is justice. I think it's like you're being recognized, not necessarily like celebrated. Like, I'm not saying there's like a parade for you. There's no Six of Wands here. I'm saying like you're understood. That if there was a conflict or some kind of like bullshit going on, we got this Page of Swords in reverse. I feel like this was like you trying to speak up the truth in a certain situation and feeling misunderstood and feeling like no matter how well you try to communicate, it like didn't matter, like the other person wasn't hearing your message, or like they were willfully not understanding. Totally get it. And so, but with strength and justice, I guess it's like your strength, like your convictions, you're standing up for yourself, you're not backing down, you're kind of like saying it like it is. It's having a payoff. You're having your moment. You're, again, being acknowledged at least. And like, because I think what's hard about speaking the truth is, especially with like this reversed energy, is it's like it can like lead us to like a place of uncertainty or of like doubting ourselves. Like, not that we necessarily doubt what we know, but doubting like, was it even worth like having the strength and the courage and the bravery to like speak the truth in this situation and to like advocate. Yes, it was worth it because the scales are balancing. And I think it was through your roar, you know, it was through being this lion, and then like through the like acceptance. Honestly, I think it's like you making peace with yourself is what is allowing this justice to occur, because it's like the more you make peace with yourself, the more you're not judging yourself and like feeling this reversed energy for the times you've like said what needed to be said. And there's just like kind of more alignment with yourself, I think, coming into December. Kind of like more like, I don't have regrets about what I did because I know I did the right thing. And so as you start to recognize yourself, you're starting to be recognized by the external world. And again, like, I don't know if that's like people are like applauding you, but I think that it's kind of like more of a quiet conversation of like, hey Pisces, sorry, you were right. I had a hard time listening to you, but I see your perspective and I get it, and I'll try to be better from someone else. Alright, I kind of want to pull a little bit more because I'm looking at the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Fuck. So, I guess December goes out with a bang. We got the Tower. But maybe we can look at this a little bit differently. I mean, this doesn't have to be just you. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, like this card, right? It's like this big explosion at the top. It's this guy falling, but there's a crown here. I feel like it's kind of like what I was talking about with that justice. Like, kind of like, this feels more almost like you blew the fuse. Kind of like in one of my favorite movies, V for Vendetta, at the end when Evie, aka Natalie Portman, goes into the subway and then like sends the bomb to go blow up Parliament. You know, don't actually like bomb anything, obviously. Ugh, oh my god. But nonetheless, it's like, I think that whatever like old structures were holding you back, whatever like kind of like unjust authority figures, like they're kind of like, it's like the emperor, it's like the emperor's not the clothes, you know, and like he wasn't wearing any and everyone agreed that he was. It's like that, like things are being, I feel like things, there's like a sense of things being exposed, and so like, yes, things are kind of falling apart around you a little bit, but I think you're overall feeling pleased about it. I think it's to your benefit. I think it's like you instigated this change with this strength of yours. So, not bad. But I think maybe there will be just kind of stuff to deal with, right? So it's not that you're like unhappy or that your own life is like completely falling apart in ways that you didn't plan for, but there are just consequences to our actions, for good or for bad. So it's like, even if you're kind of like blowing shit up for the better, you still might have to answer to a few people. There just still might be kind of some of this debris to deal with. Maybe, and you know, like, I don't know, I don't like, that's all so yeah. I guess just December, it's like you're kind of just like letting it all go, and it's going. And so then talk about not like in depth 2020, but just like kind of entering 2020 vibes towards the end of December. Ace of Pentacles in reverse and Seven of Pentacles. It's like you're looking to start something new, and you have this garden, and you've been working kind of diligently at something, like building projects, for example. But I think it's like, honestly, it just might be that like this is like kind of a lesson I'm personally learning, and so I'll of course project it onto your reading. But it's like the amount of pressure we put on something to become successful kind of inhibits its flow or its ability to grow. It's like if we're planting the garden and you're like constantly watching the pot, and you're like always like digging in it to see if the roots are growing, and you're always like adding fertilizer and you're over fertilizing it, you know, so that like the plant is suffocating and it's like drowning in all of the water. Like, I guess that's just sort of the vibe, is like when you're like yelling at the plant to grow and like smothering it, it's not going to do so well. Like, you really have to like kind of let some of this go, like let some of your manifestations breathe a little bit, because they can grow beautifully, but I think you have to like trust the process a little more, and trust that like there is divine timing, trust that like following your instincts, following what you want to do as opposed to what you should do, really getting out of that forcing things energy. I think so, like, for example, like 2020, it might be our impulse to, and this is something I've been thinking about, and I'll like kind of end here. Whoops, it cut off. Mercury retrograde, that's when I'm doing this. So what I wanted to end on was like in 2020, like it might be like I used to do this. I used to make like goals lists. Like in this year, I want to accomplish this, right? But typically, my years have always unfolded in very unpredictable ways. And so then I have this list of things I wanted to do that I didn't get to because my year took all these twists and turns. And so then I'm just kind of left with a feeling of like shame and like shit at the end of the year, right? Like, oh, I never did write that screenplay or whatever. And I'm advocating for the fact that maybe the approach is to trust yourself and trust the process, meaning like don't set those kind of goals. Don't set like material goals, like set like intentions. Like I want to show up to my writing consistently and organically. I want to keep an idea journal. Like just things that are not so goal oriented so that you can become more process oriented and so that you can open yourself to the surprises that the year brings and so that you can flow more easily with the twists and turns and be flexible in terms of how you're navigating your year so that you're kind of like giving yourself space to step into the unknown as opposed to like yeah, trying to pretend that you have it all figured out. So that's kind of my resolution suggestion for you. You don't need to have it all figured out. I don't need to have it all figured out. All right, Pisces, that's your reading. And I will see you again maybe in 2020. All right. Love you. Bye.